Hello everyone, this is the Red Rocks Community College Library Instruction Team with the Colorado Community College System. Today we're going to be going over copyright. This is a huge legal concept which affects many different aspects of writing, research, and art, but we're just giving you a brief overview of how it relates to work you can do with libraries. The U.S. Copyright Office defines copyright as a type of intellectual property that protects original works of authorship as soon as an author fixes the work in a tangible form of expression. Basically, copyright exists so that people get paid for their intellectual or creative work. Whenever you create an original work of authorship, you automatically hold its copyright, which comes with certain limitations and restrictions on the ways other people can use it. You can also register your copyright with the U.S. Copyright Office for extra protection. For instance, this video is copyrighted. You wouldn't be able to download a copy of it and post it to your own YouTube. And if you're going to sample a piece of someone else's music in your own recording, you'd need their permission. But there are other ways you can use copyrighted material, especially for school. In the library, our physical books are all copyrighted. But because we've purchased copies of the book, we can legally distribute it to you. You can check out these books and use them in your research, same with our movies and even CDs. However, you wouldn't be able to make a full copy of the book or movie for your own use. That would be piracy, which is copyright infringement. Please don't do this. You generally shouldn't copy more than 10% or a chapter of a book or an equivalent amount of another kind of media under the Fair Use section of Copyright Code. Fair use, as defined by the U.S. Copyright Office, is the legal permission to use limited portions of a work, including quotes, for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and scholarly reports. Essentially, fair use lets you do your schoolwork. Fair use is why professors can copy an article to share with a class, but not in an entire journal, or why you can use images that may be copyrighted in a paper or presentation. There aren't set rules for determining fair use, but there are 4 guidelines that the U.S. Copyright Office puts out to determine if a case is fair use or not. If you're not sure, it's always best to ask, but if you're using copyrighted work for nonprofit educational purposes, then you shouldn't have any issues. Just don't try to eventually publish or make money off of what you create without doing additional research. Copyright is not permanent. You may have heard of the public domain. This is when a creative work no longer has a copyright associated with it. When exactly copyright expires depends on a few different factors, but in general, most published works enter the public domain 95 years after the year of publication. This means that the work is free to be used, distributed, and adapted without permission. It's fairly easy to find public domain works online on entirely legal websites such as Project Gutenberg or the Internet Archive. You can see our linked video on archive.org for more information. Additionally, any document created by the U.S. government is considered public domain. So, census reports, different government acts, and government photos, like ones from NASA, you can usually find these at .gov websites. Copyright is complicated. It's also very limiting. You can check out any movie you'd like to watch from the library, but you need extra permission to screen it at a club or other event. Luckily, there is another model of licensing creative works with Creative Commons, or CC, licensing. Initially developed at the turn of the century, this initiative allows copyright holders to be more permissive with how their works are distributed, remixed, adapted, or built upon. When releasing their work, they explicitly state what CC license it is available under. There are many different platforms, such as Internet Archive, YouTube, Flickr, and Bandcamp, for example, which support this practice. People choose these licenses because it allows them to share their material more equitably, while also still having a say in how the materials are used. You won't find many books licensed this way, and especially not ones published by commercial publishers, but other materials such as sounds, photographs, or even web code may be licensed under Creative Commons. And if you can find a Creative Commons movie with the appropriate license, then you can, by all means, screen it at your event. Or you could check out our movies on our Canopy platform, which tend to be licensed for screening. For more information, check out our Canopy LibGuide. When you're looking at creative works, you'll see symbols associated with the material. The regular CC symbol is just CC in a white circle, but there are 6 different types of licenses which outline how you can interact with the work. The first one is CC BY. If you see the CC symbol accompanied by a person's silhouette, this is the CC BY license. BY means you can use and change this work however you'd like, as long as you credit the original creator. Next is CC BY SA. This license has the CC symbol, the BY symbol, and a third symbol featuring a circular arrow for the SA component. This stands for share alike. Anything you create using a CC BY SA work must credit the creator and also be released under a CC BY SA license. Third is the CC BY NC license. This one will have the CC symbol, the BY symbol, and the NC symbol, a crossed-out $sign. The NC means non-commercial. You can use CC BY NC materials for anything you'd like, as long as you credit the creator and don't make money off of what you do with the materials. Fourth is CC BY NC SA. This has the same symbols as the CC BY NC license combined with the SA circular arrow. This is a combination of the 3 previous licenses. You can use the licensed material however you'd like, as long as you credit the creator, do not make money off the new work, and release said new work under the same license. Fifth is CC BY ND. This symbol is the same as the CC BY license, but with an encircled equals sign for the ND, meaning non-derivative. You can use the material with credit to the creator, but you can't edit or adapt it. Finally, we have the CC BY NC ND license. In this symbol, you've got everything the same as the CC BY ND symbols, but with the NC crossed out $sign. With this license, you can't derive a new work from the licensed one, or make money off of it, but you can use it in other ways with credit to the author. Some creators may even choose the secret 7th option, CC0, a crossed out C inside a circle, which means the creator has given up copyright and relinquished their work to public domain. The images I just showed you of the license types were cropped from an original CC0 licensed image from Wikimedia Commons, a good place to go for open licensed media. You can also find Creative Commons works several different ways. If you're looking for Creative Commons images, you can filter for them with a simple Google search by going to Tools, then to Usage Rights, then selecting Creative Commons Licensing. You can also search for images or videos on those different platforms I mentioned earlier which support the licensing. For example, on Flickr, you can choose different licensing options as filters. For non-copyrighted books, there are a few other places you can go. I mentioned Project Gutenberg, but you may be able to find resources on HathiTrust or Google Books. There's also a growing movement of Creative Commons textbooks called Open Educational Resources, or OER. Your professors may be using them for class, but you can also check them out just for fun and learn on your own time. You can also use them as supplemental tools for your courses. Try OER Commons for their open textbook library and see what you can find. Remember, even if you are well within copyright law to use something, you may not be avoiding plagiarism. Don't try and pass other people's materials off as your own work. Make sure to cite your information, and if you aren't sure, ask. You can also check out our copyright libguides, linked in the description. If you have any other questions, you can also come visit us in person or email us at library@rrcc.edu.